I'll call it that.
Okay, thank you.
Never thought music video, take one.
All right, y'all ready to start? All right, we're gonna run from the top. All right, let's go. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Always help. And these are supposed to be like calming shots, just shots of just like tonight is about to happen. Like these chairs are about to be filled.
I met Derric at the West Coast Black Theater Troupe doing a show, I want to say Little Shop of Horrors. I don't remember what year that was, probably 2016, 2015, something like that. I immediately noticed what an amazing performer and dancer he was. And the more we talked, I realized that we knew a lot of the same people, and I found out that his father, his last name was Gobourne, and it happened to be Derric Gobourne Jr., and I'm very good friends with his father. We grew up together, and we were performers together. So it was very fortuitous and wonderful to see that Derric Gobourne Jr. was carrying on the legacy of his dad.
Echo, kind of. They always echo before they go back to the calmness. It's like, you can kind of hear it, it's like, da-da-da-da-da. But it's like the tail end. I gotta show you. Yeah.
I've been really studying a lot of Michael's videos for this specific thing, and not just his videos, the type of person he was around this time from, say, 1980 to 1989. He was so focused on creating magic, and if you look at things like Smooth Criminal and Thriller, Michael seemed like a superhero or not a human being, and I think I want to bring that type of magic and just really otherworldly energy to this. I wanted this to be the best possible short film that we can create.
Working with Derric was really, for me, kind of like a dream in that it was, or a breath of fresh air. It was really nice to work with someone that I didn't really have to excite or really get them focused. It's great to work with someone who's already operating at a high level of focus and drive and energy. So working with Derric was a breath of fresh air in that sense. In fact, I had to really I didn't dial him down, but I did make a point to get him to understand that he's working with a team of people who understand his vision, so that he could be free of the production process and just be focused on being the electrifying entertainer that he is.
Derric, lobby conversation. Our lobby conversation.
Yeah, I'm in a, yeah. I've always wanted to shoot a concert-style musical short film, and I just was waiting for the right song to come along to make sense, and never thought it just seemed to be a no-brainer. It seemed to be the song that was like, this is the one, this one makes sense to do a musical short film. I think from the beginning I knew that to execute this the right way, I had to have the right team of people to let go of my vision to. Of course, I hired Michael Kinsey to direct because he just had such an extensive knowledge of Michael Jackson. He was a Michael Jackson fan just as much as I was, and it just made so much sense for him to direct this film and to do the justice to Michael Jackson that needed to be done.
I need your character to always be on, always.
For me, it is a challenge to let my vision go to people. I'm somebody who is, I would say, a visionary, and I see things fully when I see something. I see the whole thing at one time, and it is hard to not always be directing or not to be in full control of something. But when you have a great team and you trust people, it's easy to let it go. So now that I think I've really found my team of people that I can trust my ideas with.
The first meeting, I can't remember if it was a phone call or a text, like a message thread, or if it was actually an actual meeting. I think it was a combination of all three, actually. So the first meetings started with, I'll say, with a phone call. I remember Derric calling me. And then from there, it was a series of text messages, chats, me and Derric alone sending each other video clips and photos and you know, different concepts. So the first meetings were really exciting. You know, we had to work past our excitement because we both love Michael Jackson, and we knew that we wanted to do something to pay honor to him. So the first few meetings, we had to calm it down and really get focused on what we wanted to achieve.
Never thought music video, take 3.
All right, we're going in 3, 2, 1, action.
This is Dom Sheldon, Channel 7 News, reporting live outside the Heartbreak Hotel, where Derric Gobourne Jr. is expected to make his first public appearance. Go burn, 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 burn. Burn, burn. Okay, I'll get it.
I think very early on, it was like, I mean, from the very first phone call that Derric gave me, it was clear once he conceptualized, told me the concept, you know, he didn't even need to say the word short film. I knew that this was a film. I knew this wasn't going to be a music video, a typical music video. Not that there's anything wrong with music videos, I love them. But I think, like Michael Jackson, Derric really wanted to, I think he really wanted to elevate the medium to something a little bit more cinematic.
I'll be performing all the songs my fans want to hear. And I want you to know that I'll be donating all my money from charity. Damn. Come on, Everett, damn.
That's okay.
I can't really say much today, but I would like to announce, God damn!
Derric is, like I said before, he is hyper-focused like myself. We're kind of cut from the same cloth there. So once we say yes, it's all the way 100%, 1,000% yes. So Derric sent me his first draft, really after a period of days after we met and had our meetings and talks. He sent me a first draft, and I went through it. It was really, I understood what he was doing, what he was writing on paper, but I also know that when you're working with a production team, things need to be a little bit more visual for them, and trying to impart your concept Basically he wrote a theater script, and it needed to be a screenplay. So all I did was tell him that in so many words. Hey, you need to describe what we're seeing here. What kind of scene is this? Where are we? The setting, and let's keep things visual. That was the only real note that I gave him, and within 24 hours, maybe 48 hours, he had taken that note and written a full screenplay. I don't know if he researched what a screenplay was, but he did that, and he did it in spades. It was wonderful. The first day of shooting, I felt like we were really prepared. We had gone to the location a day or two ahead of time and really walked through all the shots that we wanted. We even took some test footage, discussed, what the visual look was, the lighting and all that. And then on the day of shooting, it was more about, I would say, the acting, just making sure that everybody was on the same page. I'm laughing because I keep thinking about our extras. They were hilarious because the first day of shooting, I believe was the reporter scene. So, again, drawing back to, us being perfectionists or whatever, just really wanted it to be right. A lot of the extras showed up overdressed. They were really dressed up like they were going to a nightclub, and it was really funny. So we had to kind of dress them, get everybody kind of on a more reporter, photographer vibe, and not like hey, I want to look good in front of this camera vibe. So that was really interesting. Other than that, the shoot was amazing. It was great. Derric was hilarious. He was open. We got a lot of funny stuff on the fly. Just great.
2, 1, action.
What?
Go ahead with your line.
Well, he's sexy.
Wait, we gotta do that over.
Ask me the question. So.
Okay. I'm good now.
You ready?
Are we rolling? All right, let's get girls looking right at the camera, smiling. Okay, so tell us what you like about Derric.
He's sexy. He can dance, and He's sexy. He can dance, and he wears nice clothes. What else can you ask for in a man?
Real quick, I'm about to show you.
Can I see myself?
My lips.
I want to see myself.
What do you like about him?
You say context.
Yeah.
But you guys speak up.
That gives me boom.
Good night. My mind. This time. Can get you laid on me, girl. I should have got some So doing my hair took 3 hours. I took 3 hours the night before, and I used some new products, and I had to curl each part of my hair. So I had to stretch out my hair, then gel it down, and put the product on it, and take each strand and curl it. I wanted to get one of the best curls I've ever gotten without having to perm my hair to get a jerry curl. And then when I got there the day of, first day and second day, Adrian Pitts and my mom and the card for helping keep my hair wet, making sure the part was just like Michael's, making sure it had this glossy look. I remember that was one of the notes that I had. I just want to make sure that it's always glossy. We gotta keep the glossy look so it look like a jerry curl as much as possible. Adrian Pitts and I handled the wardrobe. We were sending stuff back and forth to each other, back and forth with Michael Kinsey to talk about it. And one of the things that me and Michael Kinsey really talked about and really wanted was doing something, a fresh take on Michael. So if Michael Jackson was a star, Michael Jackson was at his peak. The Thriller era happened in 2024. What would that look like? And so also adding me, Derric Gobourne Jr. and my artistry within the wardrobe. And so that's where you see the chains and the rings and all this different kind of stuff. So what we came up with was a mixture of a couple different things. It was Michael Jackson's 1983 Motown 25 look. It was a 1984 Victory Tour look.
It was a 1985 Walk of Fame look, and also we had a little bit of the 1987, 1988 Bad Tour look. We made sure that we had the exact loafers that Michael Jackson would have been wearing during this time in the 80s. Nakari Pitts, who is the younger sister of Adrian Pitts, actually did the makeup for the musical short film, which she usually does my makeup for anything because she's just great and she really understands my face and how I need to be contoured, and it just she's incredible, and she is extremely sweet and extremely funny, and she keeps things light and fun.
Directing this film was sort of like a dream come true. I've directed rap videos, a lot of rap videos. I think those are the only kind of videos I've directed up to this point, up until this current one. So I was really excited to do something that was like a concert type video.
Funny story is that Michael Kinsey used to have a band that he produced way back in the late 80s, early 90s called YBM, Young Black Men, which my father was a part of. And my father went off to the military, and Mike was working at the mall, which my mother also worked at the mall. And Mike used to give her rides home. And this is before my mom and my dad even knew who each other was or got together. And years later, we just end up working together. So Michael Kinsey already feels like family to me because he practically is family. And I have to say one thing to Michael Kinsey, he already knows what I'm talking about, or he had already thought about it. We're always thinking the same thing. Even when it came down to editing, we had the same ideas for the cuts and the type of cuts we were doing. Michael Kinsey he is a genius in his own right. And I think for some people, how particular Michael is would take a lot of patience, but to me, I love that. I love the details that he really pays attention to.
Stop bullying me! Leave me alone!
Bro.
I want it to be like falling off, like
You want it echo.
yeah.
I understand.
Okay, got it.
I understand.
The muffled
But,
bit.
I'm sorry, muffled was not the right word, but we are.
And they said, oh my God, lollipop.
Hey, first I want to say thank you so much for coming to support Derric. We are so excited about the music video of this project, and we are so happy that you guys want to be a part of it. So what we're going to do right now, I'm going to stage just a little thing happening in the lobby. We're going to get like some shots of that with like high energy, excitement, like you guys are.
Adrian Pitts, who was the assistant director and the wardrobe manager, is just the sweetest person in the world. I don't know if I know anybody else with as much patience as Adrian has. If Adrian was a superhero, her superpower would be knowing how to fix every issue. And it's not just her fixing the issue, it's the kindness and the gentleness and the genuineness that she puts behind fixing these issues, to make sure that everybody's comfortable and that the problem actually gets solved.
Working with Adrian, it's like Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock. She really keeps me grounded. If I'm getting hot, she comes over and she's the cooler. If we both see a problem, like she could be across the room and I could be on the other side, and we will search for each other. If there's a problem, we will instantly, it's almost symbiotic. It's like telepathic. We find each other instantly, and or we see each other from across the room instantly. We find that, we have this way of communicating. So I love working with Adrian. She reads me, she gets me, and she's also good at facilitating Derric's concepts, my concepts, Marquise, the cameraman's concepts. She's very good at being a team player, and she's like almost like the quarterback in some regards, or a really good running back.
cool. So, we have, first, it's, make sure y'all get this leg. So, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Your last 8 is whatever hit you want to do. Just don't hit nobody. But
I'm be like,
it's a hit.
that's my pose.
Preparation for day 2, which I believe was our concert day, the energy was really high. I remember that. The expectation was, really high. We had a lot of, the team knew that we were cooking several meals all at once. We had planned on the best ways to get the crowd filmed, but we also had to get backstage things. We also had to do some interviews. We had people entering. So there were probably about 4, maybe even 5 different scenes that we shot on day 2, including the concert.
So this is the first time that the singers and dancers are actually together, all together at one time. This is the first time they're seeing the stage. This is the first time we're mapping out choreography and blocking. This is the first time they're seeing costumes and learning what they're going to wear.
Well, I also had to work with Mike, the lighting guy, and he and I had to actually on the fly create a light show, something that looked very rehearsed. We had to make it look very well rehearsed. We had to make sure that people were hitting marks for the lights. So day 2 is a madhouse, but it was controlled chaos.
Let me see our pose. 5, 6, 7, 8. Pose. That's what that should look like.
So tell us what's special about Derric Gobourne Jr.
What is special about Derric Gobourne Jr.? Let's see. Exciting, energetic, creative, unique, entertaining, and full of promise. Derric is a hard worker, and I am just very proud of the success he has achieved in creating unique music. He does his own studio recordings and has such a wonderful following on social media all around the nation and out of the country, exciting young people in Japan with his music. Derric Gobourne has a future in this business, and I'm excited to see where his sphere lands in this business. That's what I have to say about Derric Gobourne Jr.
I say all the time, without a Berry Gordy, there would be no Michael Jackson. And the same has to be said about Nate Jacobs of the West Coast Black Theater Troupe.
Nate is my mentor, a good friend. He's my brother. He is the artistic director, the founder of the West Coast Black Theater Troupe, a black theater company in Sarasota, Florida. The Nate that I know now is the most generous, talented, and gifted person, one of the most talented and gifted people I've ever met. People like to throw the word genius around a lot. I'm not casual with that word. Nate really, in my opinion, is a genius.
I think Nate has taught me so much. The West Coast Black Theater Troupe is not just a theater. It's not just a theater company. It's pretty much like Motown. They teach you how to be stars, and they teach you about branding yourself, and they teach you about how to be a star, how to walk, how to talk, how to present yourself.
He's my hero.
Never thought
Larry Albright, who I call my big brother, I used to work with him way back when I was a teenager, like 13, 14, when I was a backup dancer for Christopher Eisenberg. And so when I was working with him, I was like, when I get my own thing and I have my own dancers, I always really wanted to work with Larry. And so this just seemed like the perfect opportunity. We had been talking on Instagram and I was like, I really want you, whatever the next thing I do, I want you to choreograph it. And again, like with the wardrobe, we wanted the choreography to reflect Michael Jackson, but also reflect me as an artist. And I think Larry has been watching me grow over the years and really understands my body and understands the things that look good on me, and really choreograph something so fun, so groovy, and it just really, really worked for what we were doing.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm just saying, brother. We don't have those problems.
What was it like working with Marquise? You see him smiling. Marquise is super gifted. Marquise is the man. Marquise is an auteur. He's a lover of film like I am. He's witty.
I don't think that set would have been the same or had the same energy without Marquise Dawsey. And I don't think he knows, I hope that he knows the type of energy that he brings onto a set with him. And Marquise can say one thing and we're all laughing for like 30 minutes.
Working with him is always fun. He drives me crazy sometimes, and his way of communicating with me is to just jokes. If Deadpool or Ryan Reynolds, I'll say, were a cameraman or were a production person, there you go. That's Marquise.
And not only that, Marquise is a genius when it comes to film. He really understands film and cinematography. Like, that is his thing.
He's equally at home with lighting something as he is with setting up a shot with a camera. I have no doubt that, he can direct. I have no doubt that he can write. He is super, super talented.
Oh, was it good though? Was it all right?
Like you're mixed. You're from all those places.
Yeah. Not you biracial. He's biracial. Question, what do you like about Derric?
What do I like about Derric? What's not to like? Derric is so full of energy. His work ethic is off the charts. He's just so vibrant and passionate. I'm just a huge fan. So happy to be able to help out.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Okay, so two things.
Captain of the audience presented a lot of challenges. So the challenge really was, how can we work this to where we can generate the kind of excitement on par with like a Michael Jackson-esque concert moment. What I decided was the main thing would be to capture like close-up moments, like telling stories and arcs, believe it or not. So I knew I wanted to get close-up reactions of individual people, the faint of somebody, or somebody having some kind of meltdown. And we also knew that it would help to have the camera moving across a lot. We were constantly making sure that there weren't too many static shots of the crowd, that the camera needed to be in motion to create the effect of a live concert. They were really supportive of what Derric's vision was. They were patient, they worked hard. There were moments where I told them, hey guys, we're only shooting this way, you don't have to scream, and they screamed anyway. They really wanted to support the dancers. In actuality, I sometimes felt that their off-camera screams were even better than their on-camera screams, but it was all great. They were amazing. The crowd was amazing.
Don't jump into this. That should already be there. You should already be standing there when that happens.
Okay.
So don't jump into it.
All right, music cue.
Derric?
Yeah.
Make mental notes. This is all about you.
Okay.
Capturing the concert, we had discussed this several times. Me and Derric had certain meetings. I knew that this was, this is a Michael Jackson tribute. And over time, we studied so many films and so much footage. And what I broke it down to was, aside from capturing a Derric Gobourne performance, it was vital that we stick to 3 to 4 Michael Jackson signature concert shots. I like to call them, there was one I would call kind of like the hero shot, where it's like a medium close up, and then and it's always shot kind of up, kind of. There were, obviously there were always shots. There were these certain shots of the feet. There was these certain mid-range shots that move a certain way. So we had the language of the concert was, we're really utilizing footage or styles of shots that Michael's directors used. It was very important for us to pay tribute to how Michael Jackson was captured on film when he was performing. So that was one. The second part was, now we want to add our own signature tone to it that feels a little different, that feels more like, Derric. Something that, and I feel Derric is a new Jack artist. He has a certain, while he did a lot of Michael Jackson stuff, there's also a vibe to the choreography, if you look at it, that's nothing at all like Michael Jackson. It's very reminiscent of Bobby Brown and Heavy D and the Boys, like the way the spacing is, the way the dancers are spaced. Even some certain types of choreography language is very 90s, with Michael thrown in. So I also wanted to pay some homage to the way those videos are shot. If you look like the My Prerogative video by Bobby Brown, there's a lot of homage to that. I really wanted to make sure that the lights complemented the dance, complemented his song. So it was really a lot of cylinders firing off for us.
Here we go. Go ahead. Music. Up. Boom. Now him, yeah. Go right there. Go right there. That was great. That was great.
One more time.
So wait, what happens after this here?
So once
he does that, once he's
end your
finished.
phrase, whatever you're gonna do, just end your phrase and point that to me. And all that was great. Yeah, just end your phrase and commit to it.
I love that we included Derric's dad, Derric Gobourne Jr. It's kind of difficult for me to talk about because he's a personal friend. So for me, I just want to put my buddy in a video because it's something that we had always dreamed of doing as kids. So including Derric Sr. in this process, for me personally, was like an ode too. I'm sure for Derric Jr., having his dad there was another form of homage, just like he paid homage to Michael, having his dad there, who in essence paved another lane for him, was really, really great.
My dad had dreams of being an entertainer in the music business, and he never really got to pursue those dreams. He grew up in a time where specifically and especially black families were telling their kids that they needed to do something that was going to make them money. But I definitely would not be a musician or an entertainer at all without my father. And I think because my dad never really got to pursue his dream as an entertainer, I think it's important for me to take him on this ride with me every single step, because had it not been for him, I would not be an entertainer at all. When I was younger, my dad would dance all the time. He would do his little mic line. I learned so many moves from him. You can hear me at the end of the film saying, I took that move from you. And I hope that he recognizes at some point that it isn't too late to pursue those dreams.
When I was shooting it, I got emotional, because what better gift that a son can give to a dad than to not only have him bear witness to his son's success and hard work and creative, the fruits of his creativity, but to include the father in the moment and allow him to shine once again is I would think it's a son's dream.
2, 1, whenever you're ready.
Derric, Derric.
Are you excited to see him?
I love him so much, man. He's like my favorite artist. Like Michael Jackson. Oh, he's like the son of Michael Jackson. Hey, we love Derric. Like I have posters of him everywhere in my room.
I feel like this music project, this film, is a wonderful introduction into the mind of Derric Gobourne. And I also see it as the first wave of some of the visual creation, some of the cinematic movement, the film movement that's happening here in Sarasota, Florida. I feel like this is going to really kind of set the tone and pace for the young black filmmakers in this area, you know, and where they will be heading in the future.
Michael Jackson said something in the making of Ghost that was so profound to me. He said, "Today's cutting edge is tomorrow's classic." And I really hope that what we did with this musical short film not only paid the greatest tribute that we could to Michael Jackson, but something really cutting edge and something that becomes a classic for people. I never got to meet my hero, Michael Jackson. But when it comes to performing, people ask me all the time, where do you get all this energy from? I say my ancestors and my heroes and the people who paved the way for me are always with me on stage. And so people like Michael Jackson and Jackie Wilson and Bobby Brown and Janet Jackson, MC Hammer, and all these people who inspired me, I carry everything that they do with me on stage. You have to think, these black entertainers of the past had to walk through the back doors and kitchens and just to be able to perform. They were the headliners. And they did that, so now an artist like a Derric Gobourne Jr. can do what he does freely and hold my head up high.
I think what we wanted to do is offer a love letter to Michael Jackson and the impact that he's had on the world, but more so on all of us personally. You know, we've all, if you're a fan of R&B, if you're a fan of pop, if you're a fan of music, it's impossible that you not be influenced or have been touched through excitement or just a wow factor, that, was caused by Michael Jackson at some point. And to do that consistently through the 70s, 80s, 90s, up till his death.
I don't think that I had a unique experience or a unique relationship when it comes to the legacy of Michael Jackson. I think that as artists, that he is the standard for all of us. Whether you like him or not, that's just the standard of greatness that we all try to reach. And I think, especially in the later years, the 90s and the 2000s, I think that it had moved away from the genius, and everybody was so concerned about the person and punishing him because of how he's hard to grasp, you know what I'm saying? I think once you really get down to it and really, I think studying how I studied for this video really made me realize, like, not even have lived in the 80s, a giant. And when people say that, that's really what he was, a giant in the music business. And I can only hope to touch a small bit of the greatness that he has put out and help continue the legacy of Michael Jackson, the musician, and Michael the human. He was a great human being. Without a Michael Jackson, I would not be doing what I'm doing at all. I would probably be in a completely different field. And so he's been gone, what, about 15 such years, and to still reach new audiences after he's gone. Like, I don't think we'll ever see that again, you know what I'm saying? Of course, there's gonna be a Derric Gobourne Jr. He's gonna do some great stuff, but we're not gonna ever see a Michael Jackson again. And so I'm learning what I can learn from Mike and hopefully be as great as Michael Jackson.
But most of all, I hope that this is something that Michael Jackson would be proud of. So Michael, wherever you are, I hope that you enjoy this musical short film for you. I love the tour. I just.
I'll roll now.
Another sleepless night on my mind. Another restless dream with all this time. Giving not too much, I know your smile. And I knew right there that it
You can stand.
maybe it's the path for me you stare. Maybe it's the magic in the air. Maybe it's the way I'm knowing my feelings showing. I know I gotta love again. I know I gotta love again. I never thought, baby, you'd ever feel this way. Feel just like I do. My mind, my soul. You catch the stare, under control. Oh no, baby, this can't be real. Girl, no. All over me when I feel your touch. But it's hard to shake. Give it such a rush. The way that you make me feel, baby. Maybe it's the way you show you care. Maybe it's the magic in the air. Maybe it's the way you know it. My love is growing.
Are you taking?
Alright, I'm recording.
And action.
No, we just got here. Be cool. Hey, but did you guys get the KFC and the orange Gatorade? It's in his rider. All right, thank you.
Cut.
Perfect. Stop playing.